Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm taking a look at another one of these absolutely ridiculously good high-grade Kyokai Senki kits. This one right here, of course, is the HG Brady Hound, and once again, this is a Grunt. Coming in at around the $20 mark, it's not necessarily an army builder kit per se, well, definitely not. Just a squad of 3 of these would put you back $60, so not an army builder. However, the quality here, once again, is beyond awesome. Anyway, before I actually get into the review, if you do want one of these all of your own, then check out that link down there in the description and you can get it from those awesome people over at HobbyLink Japan. Now let's get into the review. So first off, talking a little bit about the build. So when Bandai prices a kit, it usually is based on the amount of plastic in the box, and this comes with a lot more than the last Kyokai Senki Grunt that we took a look at, which was the Nyuren. As we have seen with this line so far, the color separation is fantastic. The only stickers we have in here are for the sensors in the head. Besides that, as far as I can see, everything is color accurate. I will mention the plastic on this, and the way the parts snip out isn't necessarily as mind-blowing as the Nyuren was, but it is still fantastic. You will have to take a lot of care with a lot of the nipping, and there will be a lot of cleanup after that. But regardless, this is an extremely awesome build that is very, very unique. Once again, the engineering here is amazing and like nothing I have ever seen in a high-grade kit before. Also, to add to the kind of premium nature of this particular high-grade, there is no find build system-esque kind of joints in here. But yeah, now that it's put together, let's check out those aesthetics. So jumping right into the aesthetics with the full 360 spin, and this thing is so beautiful. And to be honest, this is incredibly unique. When I saw this first, I thought, well, I feel like I've seen something like this before in something like Iron-Blooded Orphans and that particular HG line. Now don't get these mixed up at all. The quality here is millions of times better than we would have seen with those particular kits. Those were great, but these are even better. Once again, this is a no polycap build, so it's all plastic on plastic. It is rock solid, and there's so many unique elements to this. The feet have those cool, almost claw-like grabby parts on the bottom. The knees have a very nice separating gimmick, so when you do bend the knees, the armor sections do protrude in a nice sort of way. This kit has a very simplistic head, which does give it a bit of a real robot feel. I personally love kits that are very militaristic and clunky looking mecha, and that is the vibe this has. But to take away from the kind of clunky vibe, this does have a lot going on. We've got some jets round back as well as a pair of wings, because lore-wise this is a mecha that can hover in the air. And just like I mentioned earlier on, there are no color correcting stickers on this besides on the head. Besides that, this is all plastic and it looks phenomenal. This is like nothing I've ever seen before, and it just looks incredible. So jumping right on into the accessories now, and here is the Brady Hound with absolutely everything that it comes with. So there isn't a ridiculous amount of stuff in this box, but there is quite a few options. First up, we do have 2 pairs of hands, that is a pair of fists and a pair of widespread dynamic manipulators. These attach via a simple ball joint and hold in perfectly. The widespread pair in here are just like we've seen it with most of the dynamic hands in the Kyokai Senki line so far, and that is very nice. These have a nice spread, the fingers look chunky, nice detail, and they even look great from round back, where we do have some of the grey near the wrist passing through the armor, which looks incredibly premium. The secondary pair of hands we have in here is a sort of fist, so these attach on just like we would have seen before, and once again very nicely detailed. These are also the weapon holding hands, so we do have a sliding mechanism in the rear of the hand armor. It just slides forward like so, opening up the hole to attach in the weapons included in this kit. Unlike previous Kyokai Senki kits, there is no color inaccuracies in these particular hands, neither of them. Next up then in here we've got a pair of combat knives. Once again, these are all in just one piece. The detail on these is incredible. However, I will mention that these are not fully color separated. As I can see here in the manual, there is meant to be a kind of silver or a light gray blade, which isn't present out of the box. So you will have to paint that if you want it to be color accurate. These slide into the holding hands, also known as the knuckle mode hands. And these are some pretty large combat knives. These look sharp and deadly. When these are not in use, we have a pair of articulated weapon mounts in here, which are pretty cool. These clip onto the knives perfectly, and you can slot them in under the arms like so the combat knives can be pulled out whenever they are needed. So next up in here we have the rifle. In the instructions it says that this is a portable weapon for AMAIMs, which was developed using a large caliber cannon as a foundation. It can be fired rapidly and is highly accurate. When it comes to the model kit here, this is incredibly detailed. This looks very nice. It's also made up of multiple parts. We've got some stickers for the sights, which are actually in the handle, which is unique. A removable secondary armament up front. It doesn't say actually what this is in the instructions. And finally, we do have a removable magazine, which is always a really cool aspect of the weapons we're seeing with these kits so far. This just attaches into one of the holding hands just like we would have seen with the knives, and it is worth noting that this is held off center, so this is a unique weapon without a single doubt, and once again, like I've said with these kits multiple times before, really conjures up some memories of the high-grade Iron-Blooded Orphans weapons. This is very similar to a lot of the early long-range weapons in a lot of ways. The last of the options we have in here is a full alternate head. The standard head we've seen so far has 3 sensors on the front, which I assume is when the unit is active, and the alternate version is this one here with just grey segments. Both of these do require stickers, but underneath the stickers is the exact same detail that we're seeing on the stickers. So if you do want to paint yours, the detail is underneath there. Swapping these out is super simple. You just take off this cuff section that is around the head, pop off that little head unit. It's a standard simple ball joint underneath, stick on the alternate head, and then just pop that cuff back on. Simple as, and it looks great. As for this variant right here of the closed up sensors, I assume this once again is for when this is deactivated or when being carried by the sold separately Stork carrier, which I will make a review about very soon because I love that as well, and I have it built ready to go. Also, I always like to check whether or not a unit can reach its weapons or not, and I was trying to see if it could grab across its body to grab the blade right there, and it's just a little bit out of reach. However, it does seem like it can grab it just fine using the hand on the exact same time. It is a robot after all. So now jumping into the articulation and the usual comment on the build first. This is rock solid, plastic on plastic, so awesomely engineered, amazingness right here. It is so good. As for the head here, it is a simple ball joint in behind the head, so this basically just kind of moves around on that. We've got full rotation and side to side movement. It's honestly all you need, and quite impressive. The shoulder on this is ridiculously impressive. The first joint we have here is before the engine segment. This has a whole lot going on, which can move it forward and back just like so, as well as up and down, angling this a whole lot, and it's very nice. Next up then, we have the ball and socket that makes up the actual shoulder. That has the full shoulder roll, full 360 spin. The shoulder armor is separate to the arm to some degree, so it can move slightly independently, but not a whole lot. And the up and down motion on the arm itself is a little bit limited because of all of the clutter up at the wings. We've got the full spin at the upper arm. The elbow joint is single jointed, so it isn't all that crazy, but it gets you pretty much what you would need. And the wrist then is just your standard ball and socket wrist, so you've got full rotation and a little bit of flexion and extension. We do have a nice forward and back ab crunch ride at the waist, full 360-degree spin. Moving down to the waist segment now, and the front skirting armor just tilts up and down like so this can get a little bit problematic. When it comes to the side skirts, we've got ball joints for these, so we've got full rotation forward and back, as well as a bit of up and down like so. Moving around to the back, and we do have a premium butt flap on a C-clip, so that swings up just like so, up and down like that. When it comes to the kicks, there's the full kick all the way up to the front. Like I mentioned, that front skirting armor does block it ever so slightly, limiting its range of motion, but out to the back we've got a whole lot, and this kit can fully pull off the splits. The legs on this kit have me thoroughly impressed. First off, we've got that knee bend right here. This is just a single point bend, but it goes so far, and we have a nice little knee armor here as well that moves ever so slightly. So this actually comes away from the upper leg in such a cool kind of way. So if I move this up just like so again, you can see just the way it slots in, and that is beautiful. Almost missed it somehow, but we do have the full 360 spin. Getting the leg off so we can check out that functional movement on the ground, and once again, impressive. There it is all the way to the front. We do have moving armor on the back of the ankle. Once again, there's the full range of movement forward and back. And then there is the side to side. Once again, incredible. And if that wasn't cool enough already, we do have these kind of almost grabbing claw-like segments on the heel and the toe that can fold away, just like this. Like I've said time and time again with these Kyokai Senki kits, the design and engineering here is fantastic. No polycaps, rock solid, great articulation, and each one of these packs in something unique, like the shoulders and legs on this. Actually the waist, nothing on this is recycled or reused from anywhere, and what you get is super impressive, even considering just how clunky this thing looks. So when it comes to the high-grade Brady Hound from Kyokai Senki, this is another ridiculously good kit. The quality here is far above anything we usually see from high-grade. The molds are phenomenal, the engineering is off the charts, everything is plastic on plastic, no polycaps, no corners cut whatsoever. The only stickers used in here are for the eye segments, that is all. Besides that, this is perfect. The weapons are very nice, very unique, we've got some big knives and nice rifle. And this just looks so cool. It's got wings, jets, the color scheme is that cool kind of sand camouflage, and I absolutely adore it. It is so good. I'm on the fence. And now I'm off the fence. This is platinum tier just like we saw with the new Ren. Sure, it may not be as nice in some aspects, but for a high grade, this is nearly 100% color accurate and 100% awesome. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Once again, I highly recommend these kits. Make sure to come back for more it's not Gunpla, but make sure to come back for more model kit reviews, and I'll see you next time. As always, this video and none of these videos would be possible without each and every one of you watching these videos, including those of you who are supporting me on the channel memberships and over on Patreon, including VanFon, Org59061, Lawrence Seahack, Kill Me Inc., Joseph Kukluk, Joe, Gunpla UK Limited, Global Frequency Studios, Forsetti, Caleb Engelhart, and Craig Jerry.